Yo,
All
yo,
right.
welcome to the No Limit Podcast, also known as the DCX Comcast, because tonight, Danny Merlot and Eddie Chardonnay are sitting down with DCX Commonwealth, an entertainment collective out of the southeast region of Pennsylvania. What's up, fellas?
Ooh, you just murdered that, my
The
boy.
southeast region.
Wow.
Yeah, that's dope.
I'll tell you what,
Wow.
my guy Eddie, he comes through with a solid intro every episode. I got to give it to him.
I know.
He comes
Yes,
through.
sir.
It amazes me every week.
That's
How
why-
are we? How is everybody? We all good?
Chilling, yeah.
Doing great. Doing great.
Well, great to be here in your beautiful studio. This is, I think, 2 episodes in a row now that we did a podcast in a better studio than ours. This is sick. This is really nice.
It's chill. It's low key. Like, I don't know. It's got like a homey vibe to it.
Yeah,
I feel
nah,
like
for
it's not
sure.
like a. I don't know.
Here's the thing: if they can only have seen it, what it looked like before all the paint on the walls.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
really?
used to look like an old like 70s. Like, it had carpet all
if
over
you
the
go in the
walls and
booth,
shit. Yeah,
you'll
see how
see.
there's like carpet all over there?
Yeah, that's actually. I
And
think
that
that's
was
actually
all
kinda
over
dope.
the entire fucking wall.
Except for this carpet has been on the wall since like probably '77.
I'm sick in the head. I would have left it.
Yeah.
I would've just
Nah,
left it all around, yeah.
It was cool for a while,
was
but
cool.
you know.
Yeah, so for those who can't see what's off the camera, we got an entire music studio set up on the other side over here.
Yeah.
And that's only one small part of what DCX
Yeah, so
does,
explain
right?
why we're in like a studio. Like, explain what this is all for.
Shoot, yeah. So, obviously, DCX started as a music collective. We started probably in 2016. We kind of gave it the official name of DCX, and at the time, our buddy Batman, who's not here right now, obviously, was producing, and we're making original music, and we're making original music for Ryan Gaffilian, another good friend of ours, and it was a music collective. And then in 2000. I guess 20 or 2020 we got into the gaming side. In 2019 we got into the gaming side, and we just figured like we just seen the landscape changing of gaming is going to be such a hot thing. I always seen a crossover between gaming and music, and
I think I'd say to say the 4 of us all play games.
yeah. I mean,
played them. You know
For
what I
sure.
mean?
Right,
It's everybody our age kind of has played them or play them.
for sure. So I just seen this opportunity, this crossover of, all right, we're making original music. We can use the original music for the gaming montages. People are streaming. They can have original music to play on their stream. And it just seemed like a good way to kind of like give back and kind of like one hand wash the other. And that's kind of like what we've done with the original music we put out and like the Spotify playlist, which we'll get into and we'll talk about that later.
So
but yeah.
it's really like a one-stop shop for today's entertainment sources,
I would say so. I would say that's kind of that's ultimately that would be the end goal. Yeah.
And tell the people why it's DCX. I like it. It's cool. You told us earlier.
Yeah, so DCX is the Roman numerals for 610, 610, which is where we're from, Delaware County. So just a little Easter egg nod.
Southeast region of Pennsylvania.
Southeast region, yes. So it's just a little like Easter egg nod, to where we come from, and it sounded cool.
No, yeah, it's
so
cool.
just
I think we're
something
gonna
different.
incorporate that into something that the southeast region. Like I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
I like
cool.
that a lot.
It could be your new beat tag.
There you go.
Like-
That's a drop. That's a drop.
Like when they introduced like the heavyweight champion in the 90s from the southeast region
that would
of
be a good drop on the song.
Pennsylvania.
From parts
That would be a really
unknown.
good drop. But yeah, no.
Parts unknown.
I think that what are the 2 like most independent, the biggest independent media industries? It's gaming and music.
Yep.
Anybody can start a gaming channel.
Yep.
Anybody can start making music.
Yep.
It's marketable. There's the biggest market ever for video games. It's a multi-million-dollar industry.
For sure.
A billion-dollar industry, honestly. They're gigantic markets. It's why not? All it takes is to start doing it to actually be something. Everybody's a unique personality.
Exactly.
We talked about that a little bit before we started. Like, that's why we're all here.
For sure.
Basically. Yeah, seriously.
I think most people, when they look at it, like the biggest example is FaZe. Like that's kind of the blueprint,
I was going to ask you about esports
Yep.
organizations.
Yeah. So if you look at FaZe, they're not a gaming company anymore. They're just an entertainment company. They're in movie scripts. Like they're developing movie scripts, they're developing TV shows. They're developing. They haven't really dabbled in music too much yet. And I listened to Lee Trink, who is their CEO. It could be coming down the line, but they're going to do that eventually. They're going to start, just like DJ Khaled put out an album, like how we done a compilation album. I wouldn't be surprised if a year's time, there's a Phase album with like, Lil Baby on it, Drake, all sorts of other people. Whoever's like invested in all the music artists that are invested in Phase, I'm sure they're gonna have an album at some point, and that's what we've been doing.
I actually heard you mentioned the CEO. I heard that FaZe is gearing up to be the first esports org to go public on the stock market.
They are, yeah. They already
They'll
went
be a
public.
publicly
yeah,
owned
they're public.
company.
They're evaluated at $1 billion, over $1 billion.
What's you know the
valuation.
ticker name? What's the 4 letters? Is
I
it FaZe?
I don't. It could be.
Probably, yeah.
It could be.
I feel
Yeah.
like if it was FaZe, like I might have seen it already, but it might be
Yeah.
just something, maybe like an umbrella company, like
Right.
another company that's over top of them.
I feel like if I haven't heard of like FaZe being gaming before, like it would be like a cryptocurrency or something. So that makes sense.
For real.
Sure, I can definitely see that. You wouldn't. It doesn't give you a gaming name for sure.
But that's the blueprint. That's the model. Obviously, they've been doing it. They beat us there. But it's cool. But we're gonna do it our own
I
way.
mean, not really.
Yeah.
They don't really, you know.
You know
They
what?
they establish themselves first, and that's cool.
Nah,
There's
yeah,
Right.
just because there's.
But they're on the West Coast. You guys are on the East
It
Coast.
doesn't even matter.
Southeast.
Yeah.
Southeast,
South-
exactly. We're gonna keep coming back to it. Southeast region of Pennsylvania,
I mean,
and you're definitely the first of its kind of that type of deal to
for
come
here,
out
that's
of
what
this
For here.
region. So you are basically the FaZe clan of the Southeast region of Pennsylvania.
That's
for
right.
real.
that's going in the bio. The FaZe clan of the
Can't get over
Southeast
that, bro.
region
That's
of
just funny as
Pennsylvania.
hell.
That's going in the
You know
bio.
what I was going to say about it, though? How he said kind of not really about them beating you to the punch. I think that they obviously started with the gaming first because originally they started out doing the montages, sniper montages, just Call of Duty montages in general, competing at esports events. But I feel like you guys might have even been earlier than them on incorporating the rest of it in. Because you said you started as a music organization, but pretty quickly you started incorporating everything, all these other aspects. Whereas like FaZe went years and years just doing gaming, and probably right around the same time you did, or even after it, started picking up these other acts too. So you kind of were ahead of the game on that.
Damn, you're hired.
I,
You're hired. It's like-
So is this
right,
an
though.
instant
no,
beef
you're
with
right.
FaZe?
You're right. Yeah.
Is what?
Is this instant beef with FaZe? Am I getting instant beef vibes or no?
Because we didn't bring the instant beef
Is
word.
it instant
mean,
beef? I don't know. We don't
If
got
y'all
the
want
board
to
with
pull up to the southeast region of Pennsylvania, you know where to find us. It's like, nah.
we're like the
it's all-
Warriors. We're coming out the alleyways with rocks and shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking broken bottles.
Yeah, clinking bottles on your fingers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but that's basically the way if I had to explain it to someone in layman's terms, like that's the best way to kind of explain it. Like where we're looking to go with it is that kind of model.
hmm So now we got a look at you guys overarchingly at DCX. Let's talk about what you guys do individually. So let's start with you, Slime. What is your particular passion? What's your role in all this?
I mean, like my particular passion is definitely like the music side. I'm a audio engineer producer, and I just like I'm definitely like a producer in the sense of like I make beats, but I also like bringing artists together and helping them like see the end product. Like I'm not just like sending beats
Which is
out.
becoming more and more the role of the producer as
Yeah.
music goes
Well,
on.
I mean, for sure, but there's definitely like people who just like a lot of people on YouTube just kind of who sit behind their desk and don't leave their rooms and just like send beats out, and they're cool with that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's more to it than just doing that, and like somebody has to have that role. So I really like partaking in that. Like I said, seeing the end product.
So when did you get into like music and audio engineering and stuff like that to begin with? Before DCX or?
I mean, DCX has always been like a thing in my head. So it's like even like when I wasn't like a DCX like thing, it was still doing that. But we started getting into music like 2012. No,
Yeah, I would say like
12.
we managed this artist, and this was before he was making beats. So we were like running around getting them booked and like trying to put them on and whatnot. And just naturally through our friend Fuego, shout out to Fuego, kind of the godfather of like the production and music side of things. Him and our buddy Batman were just around like going over to his crib. He was making beats, and it kind of stemmed and inspired everyone like those two to start making beats.
So I was recording people first because I was always definitely like more of a creative, and like I just didn't really know like anything about doing it. So when we were managing that artist or whatever, I found a gap in what we were doing. Like we didn't have places to record, we didn't have instrumentals to use and stuff like that. So I just went out one day and I just bought everything that like I thought I needed, and then just kind of started from there.
So you guys, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You were how old?
What, 23, 24, something like that.
So you guys have, I mean, you guys said you got into music around 2011, 2012. I mean, you guys have been at it for a while then. That was 10 years.
Yeah,
Damn,
for
I guess I
sure.
was
Yeah,
probably
that's a
longer.
lot. I mean,
Yeah, I guess I
that's-
was probably like 20 then. At the
You
end.
think you
Yeah.
got your 10,000 hours in?
For sure,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, I've been.
I think I'm close. I don't know if I'm there, but I think I'm close.
That's a lot of hours,
That is a
dude.
lot of
You
hours,
start
yes.
thinking that you got it in, but then you start doing some math on 10,000 hours, and
Yeah, it's funny. Like you said, like, do you guys like live here? Like, there was like a year where I probably did live here. We had this recliner
Like,
over there, and I like didn't fucking leave that.
You
thing.
hear 10 years and you don't think about it, but that's like real passion. Like
For
if
sure.
you're doing something for 10 years like that,
Yeah.
that's it really you have to be really passionate about it.
Yeah, it's not a
I
gimmick
hope that
anymore.
No Limits going on in 10 years, you know. That would be a dream if No Limits going on in 10 years, you know.
Facts.
That's impressive.
This is a famous saying from him: is stay the course.
Yep.
We stayed the course.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
And
the
everything
mindset.
that we always say is just consistency. Just
That's
keep
it.
that word around.
and it's
Consistency.
it's
Be
essentially
consistent.
the same thing.
Just be consistent.
And here's my 2 cents on that: is like 1% is better than 0%.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be times where you're able to give 100%, and there's going to be times where life happens and you can only give 10%.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you're giving a percentage, like you're still moving the ball down the field. You feel
Yep.
me? So it's like stay the course. That's it.
I mean,
Yeah.
me and Ed could have the worst day of our lives, but you know, it has we have to do a podcast because there has to be one out on Wednesday.
Yep.
It just has to be
Yeah.
consistent. Even if we're honest and we're like, hey guys, this episode's gonna suck. At least
Do
we're
it.
here. We're still here doing it. You know,
yeah,
it's-
that's our
you
that's our
have to
one
be there.
percenters, the 1% episodes.
1%. Yeah, like we're
Exactly.
talking about like 7 to 10 years here, and it's like I still feel like I haven't even seen the results I want to. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like,
And you know what? And that's not unheard of. That's completely common for most people
Yep.
yeah.
who get into it's hard to there's 350 million plus people in the United States, plus all over the world there's billions. So to stand out amongst them is it's a
Damn.
hell of an undertaking. You know what I mean?
What's really unheard of about it is you saying you haven't seen the results you want, but you've continued on doing it for that long.
Yeah.
Most people
Yeah, that's
throw
kind of
in
my
the
point.
towel
Like
by
staying
then.
the course, consistency. Like, I definitely like. I feel like I am at a point now where it's like I'm like, all right, this is like starting to pay off. But yeah, you know, like not even the sense of just like being big, just like perfecting my craft and like being
Yeah.
like the best I can be at what I do. Like that's the cool thing with music. It's like never like you can. I'll be learning until the day I die.
And you know, we're only a year into this podcast thing, but it's like 200 people a week tune into what I have to say.
That's
It's-
crazy.
It's pretty interesting.
That's
you
200
know?
It's
people.
fire,
Cool as
bro.
hell, you know.
That's fire.
But there's
It's nuts.
podcasts, you
Love
know. Joe Rogan's obviously one of the most popular ones, but millions of people listen to what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, millions of people are listening to them. It really is incredible.
When you think about how busy your day can be, the fact that people are carving time out of their day to listen to you, whether 200 people are
Yep.
doing that to carve
Exactly.
out time of their day to listen to you.
And,
That's a
you
lot.
know,
That's crazy.
On the flip side, like there's obscure bands I know where their best song has 3,200 views and they stopped making music in 2011, but I'm still listening. Those people carried on with their lives. They're probably working a
Wow,
job, but
yup.
I'm still like consuming their product. You know, like, and they probably have no idea that I'm still out there listening every day.
Right.
You know, it's just a weird. The internet's super weird for sure.
I want to say, as far as your 7 to 10 years, though, I've been listening to your tracks recently, some of the stuff you put out, and it's definitely, you can hear the experience in it. Like, it's very well mixed. Like, it sounds like super, super professional. You can tell that they're 7 to 10 years behind that. So I just wanted to let you know that before we move on to what you're
Nah, I
passionate
appreciate you.
But I
It's
wanted to
funny
get that
too
in,
because I
'cause
feel
don't
like
know
I'm
if you
even
know
better right
tuned
now.
in.
Huh?
I don't know if you knew I was tuned in.
Nah. I mean,
Talk about the last
you-
project real quick, then we'll get
Alright,
into
alright,
your
yeah,
graphics and shit.
Goosebumps. So I feel like that's kind of like the definition of like kind of what I've been doing, like bringing artists together on like, you know, tracks that I've produced and getting them in the same room and, you know, facilitating like these great songs and, you know, like I feel like if it's not timeless, like I don't want to put my name on it. So I feel like everything on there is like a timeless like music, very relatable to anybody in any situation. And it's also very different compared to what I was doing. I was more of like a, you know, like kind of like trappy, like
Mhm.
type vibes and like kind of switched gears and went down this like R&B.
Yeah, a
trap
little
soul.
more R&B singing on this one,
Yeah,
definitely.
So it was different for me. But like I was about to say, I was like, you know, I put out that project and I appreciate your words. But I still feel like I made a couple tracks like last week and I'm like, damn, these smoke those tracks like quality wise.
Right.
So like back to my point of like 7 to 10 years, but you know.
I think
progress is unlimited.
I think all
There is
content
no
creators
limit.
face that issue where it's like, man, like all those songs I made that I loved at the time, I'm making way better ones now. I think these are the best ones I ever made. But like that's where you should be. Like,
Yeah,
you should
exactly.
believe that the things you're making right now are the best they are because
Yeah.
it's you don't want to be like, oh wow, I used to make way better music.
Exactly.
You'd be in a terrible place mentally, with your product.
Yeah, and it did way better than I thought it. Like, I mean, I like when I released it, I was like, I have no expectations. Like, whatever it does, it does. Like, I feel good about this. This is like a reflection of like who I am. So like, I hope people take it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we did over 1,000 streams on just Apple and Spotify alone the
That's
first
awesome.
week. We're pushing 2,000 right now in the third week, so it's kind of cool.
Awesome,
Like,
yeah.
That's the wonders of having like DistroKid and shit like that, where you can just put your stuff out on the same platforms as fucking Billy Joel. Like
yeah. Real shit.
the most known musicians in the world, your stuff is right up there
And
with
dude,
them.
think
It's
about it.
instant.
Like 2,000 people listened. Put 2,000 people outside of the studio right now. That's a lot of
I don't
fucking
even
Ooh,
like
that's
know
crazy.
2,000 people. I feel like
Exactly.
so
Stand
like
in front of 2,000 people and perform the song that they're listening to. You'd be like, wow, that's actually a lot
Put
of people.
2,000 people in the studio right now.
You
You can only
could.
fit
I think we standing on a shoulder.
not even.
Yeah, nah, it's crazy though.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So we talked about the audio side. Now I noticed that you're very visual, obviously, and that comes from your side. So like you obviously have.
That's from El Prez.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
like,
sir.
I think that the logo, like I see it on this book bag, I see it on this flag behind us, like it's a very marketable logo as a brand. Like I believe that just seeing it blindly as a brand.
Do you want to hear something funny about
Yeah.
that? I didn't design that logo.
Really?
I designed that.
He designed that
Wow.
logo. That's him. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nah.
Welcome to the Slime Show.
Yeah. This is
That's how you know
Go
you
ahead.
guys are in the right hands with each other.
Yeah, I'm
because-
also very visual and very creative. I
For sure.
drew all throughout high school. I was in like art shows in the Philadelphia Art Museum and stuff like that.
that actually makes it way
So,
cooler.
Yeah, nah.
honestly, for
you know, I
guys.
mean, definitely not to take anything away
No,
from it
no,
because
not
this
at all.
is whatever. But
at
yeah,
all.
I have my little,
No, yeah, that's really cool. That is really cool.
Definitely like a little Easter egg.
So, why did you get into like graphic design and like what about art like stands out to you? Like, what do you like to do?
I don't know. I like to create things that I just like that I'm inspired by. I just naturally have a curiosity. I want to create it and put my own spin on it. I think the earliest thing I can remember, my cousin that's not with us anymore definitely inspired me to get into art. He was big into anime and like drawing and like was writing scripts for like different shows and whatnot. So like he was like my big brother growing up. So like I seen him doing, I was like, oh, I want to do that, that type of thing. But I think the earliest thing I can remember was like I wanted to like make like have a T-shirt shop on the boardwalk. I always loved going to the
Really?
fucking Wildwood
That was the
Boardwalk.
last thing I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah, I always loved going to the Wildwood Boardwalk and seeing
It's
them
a real
dumbass
story.
T-shirts that were selling. Like you go down the boardwalk and you see them dumbass T-shirts that are just like whatever the hot thing is. It's like, damn,
Daddy
someone's-
owns this ass. Like,
yeah,
it's-
Daddy owns his ass. I wanted to be the one that created that. It's like, nah. But like, I was like fascinated that there's like, I just walked by 50 people with the same T-shirt on. Whoever made that has just fucking made so much money. Like, not even about the money, but it's just like to see someone wearing your T-shirt, something that you created, like that's a really cool feeling. So I remember growing up, like that was like, I want to make T-shirts. And I also love music. Like music is a big part of like my family growing up. And my dad is huge on music, had all these CDs. I remember being a kid and just like going through his collection and like being mesmerized by like certain like album covers and whatnot. I was like, I want to create
You
that.
remember what kind of music? Like, you remember what kind of albums you were looking at?
Yeah, so there was one Rolling Stones album where it was like different like heads that were kind of like repeated. I don't know why.
That shit was
the
fire.
Andy Warhol look.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about that I
That
really
album
loved.
is I don't know the name of it, but I know exactly which one
And
you're
like,
talking about.
and then there was another one, "Tattoo You" by Rolling Stones, and then all of Earth, Wind and Fire's covers always
Earth,
caught
Wind
my
and Fire, okay.
attention. Yeah, it's like some really crazy like retro like sci-fi like artwork.
Yeah, album artwork is something I've always been like very passionate about, even though I've never created it. Like I
Yeah.
really like, I judge album artwork a lot. I base what I listen to off of album artwork sometimes. Like if I see
Okay.
cool artwork, I'm drawn right in. I'm gonna
love
check
that.
you out. You know what I mean?
I love that.
If I see great album artwork, I'm checking it out.
I love
But it's
that.
also on the flip side. Like if you remember like going to like Blockbuster as a kid,
Yes.
and you would see like a
Yes.
great cover of a game, but you
Yep.
go at home and it was shit. But you bought it because of that cover.
Right.
That matters so much, is that first impression. That's why they say don't judge a book by its cover.
Right.
Because that's what entices you, you know?
It's I always say it's like it's your first impression. You know, a lot of artists, and I've struggled with this throughout the years, especially with rappers. No diss to rappers, but for whatever reason, y'all sometimes just don't get it. It's like they don't get like you have to understand that like before anyone hears your music, they see the album art. So spend the money to invest in good album art. And because again, you see it, that's the first thing you see before you hear a lick of music. And if it's ass, then think about your own habits. Are you going to listen to something that if the artwork looks like it's ass, you're probably going to assume that the music's
Dude, at the end of the day, some people don't have an artistic eye, and they
That's
actually
fine.
genuinely don't care about it. So
Yeah.
that's why they need somebody like you
For sure.
to come in and be like, dude, this actually matters, and it's going to pay off for you in the long run if you actually take care of something that you actually don't care about. Hire
sure.
me to take care of it for you. I'll lead you in the right direction. Like,
For
that's
sure.
absolutely needed.
For sure.
For sure.
And there's been actual studies done that everything, the perspective people hold on everything that surrounds you immediately relates to the perspective on all the other aspects about you. So if someone, like the example given, I learned this in some class before, but like the example given is like, all right, if someone's really wealthy, they're automatically going to be assumed to be like more handsome and more nice and more this, all these good qualities. And then same vice versa. If you're like super handsome, people probably assume you have money or you're a real nice guy or you're doing well for yourself, right? So it's the same thing with the music and the covers. If you have a nice cover art, even if you know you mixed it yourself and you record it on like kind of a janky setup, that cover art is going to make the whole rest of it seem just a little bit better because the cover art goes with it just as much as the quality of the sound goes with it.
Absolutely. Thank you for that because I feel like a lot of like artists need to understand that because it really is important. It can really set you up. You know, it's your first impression. It's your business card. Like you need to have that. Like it needs to look good. You know,
And it doesn't have to be over the top. Like it just needs to look good. Like
clean.
it can be like just like 4 letters on there with like cool. It's
good
just gotta
font,
look clean. Like,
a good font and just good kerning. Like it really goes a long way. Some of my favorite cover
Font is
arts are
so
simple.
important. Font is so important.
Simple.
Simple.
Yep.
Now, one piece of art that I know for a fact that you did,
Okay.
not Slime, that I want to talk about
So-
is the recent beer can
Yeah.
with Rasheed Wallace.
Wait, I did
Yes,
do
sir.
that.
Damn. Dude. Now it's out. Like he's my ghost artist. Like he designs everything for me.
Nah, I'm
It's
just
not
playing,
me.
I'm just playing.
Yeah, dude. So I'm really super proud of that.
No,
that
so legit
can.
though, you
Yeah.
did it.
I did that. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. I did
And that's the
everything.
cool thing about art is that like even though you can market it and you can put it out to the public and have theirs, but like at the end, like it feels so fulfilling to yourself. Because like I draw and stuff, but
Right.
I don't sell it or I don't do anything with it. I just draw
Right.
for my own pleasure. It's like a hobby.
For sure.
So like to put something out, like for you to just be proud of it alone is the biggest win.
It's really cool. It's a really cool feeling.
Yeah.
And I've said it a billion times. Like that was a bucket list item for me to design a beer can, and not only to design a beer can, but it was like with an NBA athlete.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's like combining all these like things
Rasheed
together.
Wallace, right?
Yeah, and he's a Philly guy too, so
Yep.
it's like brings in Philly, you know. So yeah, that came together really like random too. Like it wasn't something, you know, you don't gotta get ready if you stay ready. So
Yep.
like, it just
Definitely.
came out of nowhere, and you know, I just fucking
Ain't
nailed
that
it.
crazy? Like
Yeah.
you're like, I love this fucking beer can.
Yeah,
Like that's like so like it could be anything. Like you
Yep.
design like, but it's just something like to be proud of. Like
for sure.
But a cool beer can is cool. If I ordered a beer, I was like, oh, that sounds good. I ordered it. And the can came out, and it was a cool looking can. I'm like, I'm going to drink this more often.
Well,
This is
again,
dope.
it goes back to the whole conversation we're talking about with album art. Like you go into a beer store or whatever, like that might, you know, dictate like your spending, you know,
Yeah.
like what you purchase, you know,
Goes right with it.
you know, if you don't know anything about 5 different beer labels or beer brands, but one has a better designed, you know, label, you might go with that one.
Quick question. Maybe nobody has. Oh, I'm sorry. You want to say?
No, I was just gonna say that's kind of facts because I don't even drink IPAs. I already know what I'm going to. Like I'm going in there to get a lager, and I'll just sit there and I'll look at the IPA cans for a couple minutes and just see what cool shit's
It's
on
just
them,
dope.
and then
Because
I'll go
they
pick up my
usually hire,
Yingling
like,
and I'm
independent
out.
artists to like
Yeah.
just put something on a can and
And I'll say this, like a beer can is a really great canvas. Like there's a lot of space to play with, so you can like really get your shit shit off.
People
You know
are
what I'm saying?
holding
Creatively.
it, like it's a
yeah.
super marketable thing. You
Yeah.
know? If you have a cool can, people are looking at it while they're drinking it.
Right.
It's actually low key super
It is.
interesting.
It really is. Yeah.
Now, Rasheed Wallace, was he on the Pistons when they had the Malice in the Palace deal?
I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah, he was part of that championship team. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys real quick, all of you, any albums that have terrible art that you love that can come to your mind?
Ooh, shit.
That had bad art?
Yeah, like you love the album, you're like, why? Like, why would you make this the art?
There's got to be something from
There's
the
gotta be.
2000s that's just I can't think of.
I don't
The
know. nothing really
2000s, the early
standing out.
2000s had some bad artwork.
Oh, I mean, like
A
anything
lot
off,
of
like
the early Little Wayne mixtapes.
Yeah, like Dat
all
Piff
those
era,
covers
yeah.
are fucking trash.
but
But the music's good.
they're so bad they're good. Like I love that
Yeah.
like style of like it's so like Photoshop, but it's great. I love that.
It might sound cheesy, but like I feel like there's like not bad art, but like there's definitely things that are better than others.
It's all. I was gonna say that too. Like, do you mean bad in the sense of you don't
No,
like
like there's
it?
bad artwork out there, like Mac Miller, Easy Mac. That's bad artwork.
But
You
like,
can't
is
see what
it
that looks
bad
like?
or is it just like
Please, you
not
have
up the
to add
par?
this. You have to add this. You have to add
Yeah,
this.
just-
Mac Miller, Easy Mac. I don't even know what the art looks like.
It's like him in like
You
a
guys know?
gigantic basketball jersey, and he's like, he's like a 16-year-old kid.
And he's sitting on the park thing. It's
No,
like a
he's just
table.
like standing up, like doing like like dude, it's terrible. And it's like Easy Mac and like
Right.
terrible font. Like,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying now. Like, yeah, like the artwork where it's just like it was another picture and it was just like something like,
And you ever like get handed? yeah.
like yeah,
That's
like.
bad artwork.
But that's like so bad it's good. It's like
That's
yeah.
my point, though. That's
Looking
my
back
point.
on
though.
it 15 years later.
But
it's
when you
good
first
now.
seen that, you're probably like,
Yeah,
who
you're
the fuck is this
what
white
is
boy?
that? But
Who's
that's
this white
also,
boy?
Like, so I'm a big fan of Lil Ugly Mane. Do you know who that is?
No.
So he's an artist. Like he had an album, Mr. Thug Isolation. It's a great album. The music's great, but the artwork is something you would get handed on the subway. You know, like those discs and those
Oh,
like, thin
yeah.
CD trays someone just hands you on the subway, where it's like they printed it out at Staples, like 100 covers. It looks like that shit, but the album's amazing.
I love it, man. And rest in peace, Mac Miller. He's like
all right.
super fucking one of my favorite artists, and I actually have some crazy, some funny Mac Miller stories too. If we can get into that at some
He
point.
used to get mistaken for Mac Miller at Temple parties.
all the time.
Really?
I literally and
You probably started wearing
Mac-
Steeler shit and stuff.
No, I never did that. I never did that. But I have like, college, Temple University. I'm walking around. I'm drunk. Okay.
I am
So-
Mac Miller.
So yes. So people come up to me. So his girlfriend went to Temple. I was actually friends with her.
Yeah.
And so people knew that Mac would be at Temple a lot. So I would get stopped all the time. Oh my God, are you Mac Miller? Because I had the chin strap, the snapback. Like I'll show you pictures. You'll be
Yeah,
like, oh
for
yeah,
sure.
I can see it. So I literally have like signed autographs, just like fucking around. Yeah.
That's fucked up. I didn't
It's
know
fucked
that.
up.
Somebody's
Yeah.
definitely like got like trying to sell that shit.
Dude,
Yeah.
I went to Temple, bro.
Look.
Met Mac Miller.
I'm sorry. Obviously,
that's
rest in peace,
crazy.
Mac. Like I
Yeah,
think
that's
about
a
that
bad
now.
look.
Like it's a
I
bad
think
look.
that he'd probably get a
But if you
fucking
know
big-ass
me,
kick out of that.
I'm a prankster. Like I'll keep something going. So if you give me that opportunity, like I'm sorry,
Dude,
like it's just
that's-
gonna.
I'm
Yeah.
That's
really
amazing.
signing autographs.
I signed, I think, like up to like 2 at Temple and then 2 at West Virginia one time
You
with
took pictures
Fuego.
of people?
Yes, I took some
So like
pictures
think
too.
about like them going to like they're probably on their way to a party. They get to the party. You will believe I just met Mac Miller, and they
Yeah.
show up a picture of you.
And
they're
then
like,
some
"That
sober
ain't
person's
fucking
like,
Mac
that ain't
Miller."
fucking Mac Miller, the fuck out of here. Yeah, but I did do that. I admit that. But it's, it's all in good love and fun.
That's super no limit.
Easy Mac with the cheesy raps.
Oh, shit.
That's who he was.
Yeah. Rest in
During
peace,
that
Mac,
cover.
man. I love Mac.
Yo, also the first ever podcast that we've been on that we got some TV rocking back here. What are we
What
watching?
is
This is
this?
Adventure Time.
Nah, it's Midnight Gospel. It's actually like really informative. I was gonna tell you that, like, cause I see you
Informative.
keep
Yeah.
watching it. It's like just like so abstract, but like the
I
first
like that.
episode.
He just ripped the head off a stick.
Yeah, like the first episode, they're talking about like I don't know, like the drug industry, and then like there's ones about like all types of shit. Like it's definitely like low key informative.
For those obviously if you're watching or listening, you can't see this, but I'm watching the craziest, most fucked up cartoon of all time right now.
Yeah, if you were on like
I don't
shrooms
know
or something,
what is
you'd be
going. They
bugging
just
out.
made out after all that. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so like when I'm like making music, I always have like something on in the background, and like I don't know. It just all depends on my mood. But this was just something I threw on.
It's just definitely a solid background show.
Yeah,
Like
for
it
sure.
really
Yeah,
is because
yeah.
it's
It's very
visually
interesting.
You don't
intriguing.
need any
Yeah.
audio to be interested in this.
Exactly.
People
Exactly.
are watching this like, I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
Like Eddie literally has to stop watching.
Like, I wonder what like they're actually at home picturing.
What's going
right
on
now.
here? No, because personally, dude, I always have to be. I don't know if you guys feel this way too. Maybe we could like dig deeper into something here, but I always got to be stimulated by like multiple sources of entertainment. Like I'm listening to you talk 100%, but the fact that the TV's on playing and I can look at that while I'm hearing what's going on, it just mentally makes me feel.
Yeah, no,
better.
I was a kid that like used to get in trouble for like not paying attention because I was always doodling. But like the teacher could have like said like, "What are you talking about?" I would have been like, "You were just talking about this, this, and this." She'd be like, "Oh." All right.
Imagine hell was real, right? Imagine heaven and hell are real, and hell was just you waiting in a blank dentist office forever. No
Damn.
entertainment ever.
Wow.
There's nothing to look at. You're just waiting to
Wow,
get a dentist
that was-
appointment.
that's fucking torture.
Forever. There's
Damn.
not even like Good Morning America. No magazine. No People's Health magazine. You're just sitting there waiting forever.
I was just gonna say, is there magazines? Because
Absolutely
I could make
nothing.
the.
Just a lady at the desk working the whole time, annoying you, because she's moving on with her.
Oh
life.
no, I'm annoying her. Stop playing. Like she's gonna, yeah, I'm gonna make her.
They're gonna kick me out.
Dude, that's because
Purgatory.
kick me out of this
that's definitely a new short attention span kind of thing that I think is killing humans. Like
Yes.
the human brain, the short attention spans that we have. Like think about being in the 70s, right? And you go to the dentist or the doctors. You're not on your phone or like, you're sitting, you're hanging out in the room. You're just, I got 20 minutes. Maybe I'll read this magazine. Oh, there's nothing interesting. I'll just sit here. We don't do that now. Now we you open up YouTube. Oh, there's nothing interesting here. Oh, Instagram. Oh, I scroll through all that. Oh, now I'm on Reddit. Oh, that's funny.
facts.
You're just constantly just gorging yourself with nonsense.
Too much. I mean, think about like when we were kids, like even just like the consumption of music, just focus on that. Like you maybe got like a new album that you were really into maybe like 3 times a year.
Dude, when we were kids, you would actually go to the CD store.
Yeah.
Like you would go to FYE and
Sam
buy a
Goody.
CD. Sam Goody.
Yeah.
You know, that's when you got a new album. Like corny as shit, No Limit. I remember I bought AC/DC Back in Black and Nickelback, the one with the car on it, with photograph on it. I was
AC/DC album was fire though.
yeah,
How you
it
guys,
was, it is.
how you
But,
guys
like,
feel about Nickelback though? Because
Yo,
Logan,
like,
it's funny. We
second grade,
were
third
at we were at a party last night and they were talking about Nickelback and I was just like, this is interesting.
Yeah, I got no comments on this.
Nickelback is actually bad, but a band that gets a lot of shit and a lot of hate that like is kind of funny.
They have a couple good
Yo,
records.
Creed.
Definitely.
Yo, Creed
They
fucking
have a couple
slaps,
Arms
yo.
wide
Creed,
open.
I had a Creed album
Yo,
growing up.
Creed
for sure.
undeniably
yeah.
I
good.
like, yo, I'm
Me
not
and
gonna
my
lie, I
dad-
like Creed.
Yeah, me and my dad
I don't
used to
give a
fucking
fuck.
bump Creed heavy.
With
in the car.
arms wide open.
Nah, dude, my
Oh,
own prison.
yo, I'm pretty sure
In this to this day.
It's about to turn into Creed karaoke.
you might
Second.
have the answer for me, Nick.
Let's get it.
I think Creed once did like a WWE pay-per-view theme.
Oh, for sure.
They
yeah,
had
they
them
did.
on there.
It was like Raw's like intro. I hear it in my head.
No,
it was like a Raw
shout
intro.
out to the early 2000s Raw intro.
Yeah.
The balls, the jaws, and my
That wasn't Creed?
generation,
That
I'll
wasn't
take
Creed.
it all.
That was a
I hope
banger.
you'll wake up.
That was a banger. Stop playing.
Nah, that was good.
Yeah.
Wrestling music really slaps. I always say like anything from like 02 to like 06, every single pay-per-view theme song slap.
At the
Every
single one.
2300 Arena, they had this wrestling promotion. It was called PWU. It was Pro Wrestling Unplugged. It was the greatest wrestling promotion of all time. And every day every Saturday when they had it, it was one Saturday a month. You walked in, they had Pearl Jam Go blasting with a highlight reel on the jumbotron, and
love
it just got your juices. It was the greatest thing ever.
I love it.
But like,
I love Pearl Jam. Though. I'm a
dude,
big Pearl Jam. Bro.
yo,
I grew up on that shit.
that
Like,
Pearl Jam Go, you can already hear it in your head. Like that's such a fucking good wrestling, like get you hyped up song. That
It
people
is
like-
my goal to get like to make a theme song for like a wrestler one day. Like one of our songs.
Well, you
be
said
like
you
a-
want a DCX wrestler, right?
So I'm open to it. Like for someone, an independent wrestler to rep the brand, I think it would be cool.
we should get Willie P to start wrestling and we'd be in
Nah. I mean, I love Willie P, but like
Me
you
and
know,
Ed are actually looking for a small wrestling.
Send me a
promotion
pic
to
of
pick
Willie
us
P
up.
so I can pop him up when you
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Me and
Now,
Ed
Willie P would be a good booker.
He's
He'd be a good booker.
He's built like Mark Henry.
Really? Oh, he's a big dude. Nah, Ed and I.
You
are,
ain't shit.
Sexual chocolate?
Yeah, he's like the white Mark
shit.
Henry. Like,
Ed and I are actually marketing ourselves right now for any
For
wrestling
real.
promotion that's looking for like henchmen.
Just bodies,
Just
yeah.
bodies,
Yeah.
just anything.
We will do
Let's
it
do
free
it.
of charge.
free of charge.
Anybody that's got like a little crew where they come out all dressed in black with masks, like
Yup.
we don't need
Be a
no
druid.
skill.
And our
Like
music, we already decided our walkout entrance song is "Wherever I May Roam" by Metallica. It's perfect, dude. It's
Wow.
perfect. That's it.
bro, I actually have that downloaded on my computer. I'm about to sample that shit.
Yeah,
that shit
dude.
is so
yo,
hard, bro.
the intro to that song. Dun, 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 bang,
It's a
yo,
banger.
It's amazing. It's the perfect walkout song for wrestling. So yeah, that's our No Limit hype song.
Ballad.
When I used to walk to his house to do the podcast, that was the song I used to play on the last block. It's the 2-block walk. First block I play anything random, but that last block I had to hit Wherever You May Roam to
get
my
in the
mind
zone
right.
and fucking-
And then eventually we started using it as like content, like Wherever I May Roam's a thing. Oh, the show, the Midnight Gospel. What channel does this come on?
This is on Netflix.
yeah, I was surprising. Like it popped real quick, went on to the next episode, but then popped that thing up. Like, do you
I'll
want to
tell
keep
you what,
watching?
like I hate Adventure Time, I hate Rick and Morty, but there's something about this show, even though it kind of looks very similar. I'm kind of intrigued by
It's
it.
very
I
colorful.
said the same
The
thing.
colors
person
are
who put
lit.
me
I was
onto
gonna
this, I was
say.
like, I don't really like the I don't know, like South Park's one thing, but like all these like you said, like Rick and Morty and stuff, I just couldn't get into it. But this is like
Yo.
nothing like that. It's very
This is
informative.
sacrilegious
It's
probably
like,
to a lot of people, but I think that Family Guy is better than all of those shows.
Family. I can watch Family.
I think Family Guy's the
Something
best
about cartoon shows, I just like can't like sit down and like I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, like I like it, but
I could sit down and watch SpongeBob.
no.
To this day, still.
I'm not even kidding.
I feel
I
like
couldn't watch Fairly Odd
I'm talking
Parents.
about like adult
No.
like humor cartoons.
But like SpongeBob
And
is
is that
actually
what
like
this
a
is
well-written
right here?
cartoon.
Yes,
Like, it really
yeah.
is like a well-written cartoon.
But this isn't even really like humor. This is like it's very
they were talking about
informative.
cancer.
They
I
they
read the
talk
fucking-
about like
the,
real like
yeah.
life issues and yeah, it's crazy. He like fucking yeah. I could get into it, but I don't know.
Every-
Nah, we didn't make this show. Fuck 'em.
Everybody's gonna hear this shit and be right on the show. Midnight, what is it called?
Midnight Gospel.
Midnight Gospel. Netflix
Look it up so
available.
you can see what we're talking about.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely be popping up pics or maybe even a clip of it. Who knows? But bro, DCX Wrestler would be fucking fire because that would just solidify the fact that you guys do it all.
Entertainment.
Like if you just came out with a wrestler, like FaZe don't got a fucking wrestler.
Nah,
They do
Nah.
not have a wrestler.
fuck nah. And
Like-
if they have one after this, y'all biting my
I was
shit.
gonna say, I
Y'all
feel like
bite
this
my
is like
shit.
leading to a phase beef.
There's
like,
wrestlers-
it really is.
There's wrestlers who play games on YouTube or play games on Twitch, but FaZe, the organization themselves, does not have one affiliated with them. You guys know about Up Up Down Down?
Yeah, Xavier Creed.
He does all that stuff. Yo, you know that WWE actually owns that?
Yeah,
That's
it's a shame
nuts.
because if
He
he
does
is the
everything for
life
that.
force of that thing,
Wow, that's
Yeah.
not his independent
he
channel?
doesn't make any money. He's holding out right now because he's not really making the money he should be making. Yeah, it's not his independent channel now.
Wow.
Anything in WWE, like you can't be a streamer. Like they really just like kind of.
That's actually
yeah,
that's
it's
actually
bad
really
John.
crazy
It's a
because I
bad John.
found that channel when he first started it. I just like
For sure.
and I was like, oh, you know, that's kind of cool. And then like it blew up and it started getting real big. I'm like, wow, that's actually like that's crazy. Like he's a wrestler, but he also has like probably one of the biggest gaming channels out there.
For
Like,
sure.
You don't make any money off of that.
I can't speak to that,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
apparently he's
like, the
holding
fact
out
that
right
I thought
now.
it was his own personal side
Nope.
thing, just like on his
Nope,
free
they
time
own
as he
it.
traveled the country. Wow, that's fucked up.
WWE lately has just consistently done things that make me think, who would ever want to work for that company?
Ran by boomers.
So this is a tough
Ran by
thing because
boomers.
I actually have a really good friend that is in very high up in the company. So shout out to you. You know who you are. So like I don't want to, I kind of have to weed my P's and Q's, but
Sure.
I mean, there's definitely some things where like,
Keep it open for a job offer one day from
hey,
WWE corporate.
hey,
Listen,
hey.
if Vince McMahon, I could talk all the shit I want, and I see a lot of wrestlers on Twitter talking their shit too when they release people. But my whole thought is, if Vince McMahon popped up on your caller ID, you are picking that phone up
Hell yeah.
instantaneously, and so
Hell
am
yeah.
I.
Dude's a genius.
fact.
He's a genius. You can't deny that. And I love wrestling. It's entertainment. It's music. It's theater. It's performance. Like I love that shit. Like I grew up in a family of like that loved wrestling. So it's always been a part of my
I think
life.
we all did. I mean,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would love to be like a Paul Heyman. Like I feel like that's like a role I could play. Like
The
just,
mouthpiece.
A manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking shit.
We definitely have plans to cut a No Limit Wrestling promo
Let's do
one
it.
day, for
Yeah, let's
sure.
cut a fucking-
We'll do it
Let's
right
fucking
here.
do it. I'll cut it on phase right now.
Yo, DCX is the next
Like, we gotta
NWO.
stop that. We gotta stop.
This is the new NWO right here. DCX,
Yeah, right,
the
real
white and the
shit.
black.
Nah. No, I'm just joking.
DCX
It's all
Pac.
love.
What?
DCX Pac.
Yo, DCX Pac. I'll get Sean.
It's funny. We were at our buddy's Will. We were talking about like we used to go to his house and watch like Raw on Mondays and watch all the big pay-per-views at his house. Like we would just link up there. But Nick he had what was it? Raw vs SmackDown.
I had Raw vs SmackDown 2006. And so like
Yeah.
it was fucking dope. So I made everyone. Like I made him, I made me, I made him. And in the story mode, you can be like your own creative character, and you can create a stable. So like I would be like in my storyline, I'd be like maybe fighting Chris Jericho, right? And then he would come out and like save me and shit. Like the game would just
to
do
the
it.
Shawn Michaels theme music.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels
Yo,
theme.
those old wrestling video games are
so
so
good.
better. They're way better than the ones today.
GM
Why?
mode and
There's
shit.
something about like the simplicity
Yeah,
and
like 2K took over.
jankiness
Yeah,
of it,
it was-
like-
it
2K, I will say 2K22 though. Seen some little footage of it. It looks like a good game.
Really?
Hasn't come out yet.
I'm talking about wrestling.
Yeah, it looks
WWE,
like it's gonna be a
But they're
good
bringing
game.
GM mode
Dude,
back.
like
which
here
is my
comes the
favorite mode.
pain. SmackDown versus
So
Raw,
good.
so much better.
Like you just like the behind the scenes, the backstage, you're just walking and like Mankind will come up to you like, yo, what's up? We got beef, and like you had a choice, and like, depending on how you answered that,
have you
like
seen
either to
Tori
help you or
Wilson? She's mad at me.
Yeah.
So you're getting like weird
Tori
conversations with
Wilson.
people. Yeah, it'd be weird, yo. It really would.
exactly what
Yeah, but it'd be weird. It'd be like Undertaker. It'd be like, yo, had you seen Chavo Guerrero?
why is Undertaker with Chavo Guerrero? What the fuck going
Like,
on?
what? They never interacted before. Well,
Yeah,
this is crazy.
never.
This game's great.
Yeah, but
Is that true? You guys get into video games though. That's a good segue.
yeah.
So
for
you're
sure.
working with our boy. I went to high school with him. Danny just knows him from around the neighborhood. Our boy Huncho, right?
Shout out to
shout
Huncho,
out Huncho.
man.
Now,
I didn't
I'm
even
a
know you
little-
guys knew on Joe.
Yeah, I'm a little confused on it though. Just is he like an official part of DCX or
Hell
is he
yes.
like an
Hell
affiliate?
Super official.
Let's go.
That's my guy.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Plug them up.
Plug him up.
Plug 'em
Huncho Myers. I'm gonna just say this. What other content creator in this city has their own signature beer? Can you name one?
For sure. Not
Other
one.
than Huncho?
Not one.
We need
My
a
man
no
is
limit
breaking-
lager.
No limit lager.
The No Limit Live. I mean,
Piss.
hey, we know a guy, alright? Nah, but seriously, like, he's breaking ground. Like, I don't know. Like, think about that.
Nah,
what
and
other
you know
content
what?
creator has one?
I gotta give a lot of kudos to him because streaming is like one of those things. Like when you start doing it, there's millions of streamers. It's like, how do you stand out? But like to see two people watching your stream and keep going and keep going and keep going and then grow it to where he's got a beer now and he's like,
He's doing
that's
it, man.
exactly what you need to do.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
it's like for him, he's just Huncho.
The days of two viewers are so over for him.
For sure,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like that's like it's gone.
It's
and,
just
and
like-
all it is just keep going.
It keeps going, and just like good things keep happening. Like he turned that Ben Simmons tattoo into a positive and spun it into a news story. It's
amazing.
And like people can make fun of him for having a tattoo, but like he had a legitimate reason why he got that tattoo.
Dude, and you know, like he could really like get shit for the tattoo, right? So they're like, yeah, man.
What was it though? He wasn't just a fan of Ben Simmons. That's why he got it. There's a
Well,
deeper reason in it.
yeah, I mean, I think
No, he said it in the article. He's like, I kind of feel like, even though I can't,
Relatable.
yeah, he's like relatable. It's just like he's just, he's a young guy. He's my age. It's somebody who's
His video games deals with certain things that I deal
It's
with.
just
Yeah.
like it's like what makes him different than me, other than he can fucking dunk a basketball.
right.
That's
I
basically
mean,
what you're saying.
when you think about it though, when Ben Simmons was drafted, like the whole city was hype on Ben Simmons, regardless of where he's at now. Like you were excited about the prospect of Ben Simmons.
Even though we could have Tatum. That's another discussion.
Yeah, come on.
Unfortunately,
You know what I'm saying? So
you're
like,
welcome, Celtics.
so he related it to like, he was going through some things when the process Sixers were happening, and as the team progressed, he felt like his life was progressing, and he just latched on to that. You know what I'm saying? And Simmons was a big part of like the hope of that team, and no one can deny that. Everyone
the
had
trust
high hopes for
process shit
Simmons.
definitely like stem.
So he got the tattoo, and who could have foreseen that Simmons would be in the situation that he's in now? So he turned that negative into a positive, and
Like I said, he could have gotten a tattoo. He could have gotten shit for it. Wow, you're an idiot for getting a Ben Simmons tattoo. He's not even in Philadelphia anymore. But he's like, you know what? It's it was a time and a place thing. Like it means something to me now.
exactly.
And
You got to respect that at the end
and
of the
like
day.
that person that's saying that about your tattoo, where are they at?
Right.
Are they happy doing what they're doing, or are
Probably
you
not.
like the guy who has his own beer coming out and he's streaming video games, which is his passion? He's in the newspaper, he's online, people know. Like, I think that guy might be ahead of you.
Yeah.
He's a very bright individual
for
and
sure,
has a very dope.
Yeah, for sure.
He's just a good dude, and that's why, like, like I'm only just kind of getting still to know Huncho. Like I know him through Sauce and whatnot, but like through the past couple of months, I'm getting to know him more personal.
I mean, No Limit, I don't really know him that well at all. I mean,
Yeah.
I know him to say hi, what's up, but I mean, I don't really know him like that. But he's just a guy from my neighborhood who I see doing something
Right.
cool, and I'm inspired by it. And that's
when you
basically it.
I
when you
fuck with him. I hope he really like blows up, because then it's just crazy. Like the times that I knew him from before. Like I remember we were on the same high school football team for like a year. Like that was fire. Like if
Yeah.
he blows up as a streamer, like I'll always remember him that way too. Like
Yeah.
yo, is there something popping up on there? On the bottom?
yeah, what is that?
I mean, the clicker's still going.
Yeah, the audio's still going, but I just want to make sure it's not going to shut off at the end of that or something.
Good call. Good call. Cut. What is that? What's that loading? Are we good?
Oh, there's hella time. Damn.
But
I didn't even
I'll
pop
just
up
say
and
this
that.
about Huncho. Like the one thing you get when you talk to other people that are close with him or friends with him, he's like he's that guiding like force. Like he helps a lot of people through their shit. You know what I'm saying? He's like that fucking rock for a lot of people, and that's dope. You know what I mean? You need people like that.
And all those people that he's their rock for, like they're gonna go and like share all of his content.
And that's what you're seeing.
Wait,
yeah,
I
he
gotta
gets the
Put that
support.
energy out there, you're gonna get that shit back. So,
Exactly.
I got a good ass
exactly.
Honcho story that if he hears this, he'll definitely laugh. Because it's from
Let's hear it.
it's from those times that I was
love
talking
when
about when we were on the same high school football team. So I think he only played 1 year because he was smart though, because he knew it wasn't his thing. Like for me, I knew it wasn't my thing, but I kept playing all the way through senior year. Like if I really had some balls, I would have just quit, focused more on this entertainment shit because that's what I wanted to get into. But he only played for 1 year. He moved on to different shit after that. But the 1 year that he played, we went to this place called Tall Pines Day Camp, and it was his first year. There was a bunch of like seniors on the offensive line, so he was like the backup offensive tackle. So in these scrimmage games, everybody gets playing time because they want to see like what's going on with everybody. So me and him were both like younger guys on the team, and he played offensive tackle. I was playing like backup linebacker or something. But I remember the offensive line coach said something along the lines of like, somebody fire us up. Like I need somebody to do something. And Huncho, Dylan, as we knew him then, pops in the huddle strong as shit. And he's like, run New York South behind me, coach. Like some movie shit. He gets in, bro. They run New York South behind them for an 80-yard touchdown.
Let's go.
And he
Let's go.
and he
I
blocks
love
his
that.
man. But like on film, bro, we watched it, and then the coach told that whole story. Like he came up and said it, and he blocks his man like 30 yards down the field.
Damn.
I'm
hilarious.
picturing like a Beast
He's a
Quake
big
type
boy,
guy.
bro.
Yeah.
Like,
That's great. Wow.
Shout out to Huncho, man.
Dude, taking
Fucking-
matters into his own hands, calling his
Yeah.
own shot like Nick
Called
Foles
the
in the
play.
Super
When
Bowl.
DCX is in need of something, watch. He's gonna pop right in the huddle and be like, "All right, we're streaming this tonight."
Yo, that's what he
And his
did.
stream's just
Honestly,
gonna
that's
go
make
off.
plays like that already.
honestly, like that's what he does. He'll call me like, "Yo, this is what we need to do." I'm like, "Bet, let's run that
Bro,
play."
passionate people.
do it.
Passionate people about the product. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all.
And that's
it
what we
takes.
need, man.
Yep.
Like he's such like people like him are such a big like asset to what we're doing because it takes a village
Yep.
and it takes people dedicated like him for a DCX to be anything. Like we're not anything without those people.
Correct.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like me and Slon could do this all day, but without the people around us that support us, that give us that energy,
And the
like
people
this
who
ain't shit.
and the people who consume it. The people who consume
And
the
them,
content.
them too, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So shout out to Huncho, man. Shout out to everyone that's supported. Yeah.
Are there any other members of DCX that you want to shout out real quick so we don't go through the episode without missing them?
For sure, yeah. I mean, gotta shout out Sauce. You know, shout out to Sauce, man. Big Call of Duty player. Shout out to Rennie. Shout out to Petrolo. Shout out to Josh. My boy Suppressor. Anytime we need anything, he's always down to facilitate and help. Shit. Shout out to Batman, G's. Shout out to Hemp. Shout out to I hate this because I have the worst. I have a fucking memory of a goldfish.
Yeah.
So like I'm gonna they're gonna
Dude,
forget someone.
you know,
And there's so many people
Lil
too.
Trev.
Like, Lil Trev.
Lil
know,
Yeah.
know.
So I
Wavy.
apologize if I don't say your name.
Lil Trev actually about to be here.
Shout out to Tone West.
Oh,
Shout out.
Trev always hits us up. He's a watcher of the podcast. He's always hitting us up.
Yeah, me and him got a
We
session
fuck
after
with him.
this, so he's probably gonna.
Only Shine. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
our boy. Okay.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like my little brother.
Oh
yeah.
word. All right. Sick.
What time's he popping in?
He should be here in a minute, actually.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear some of his shit.
Yeah. Word.
What, the camera
Yeah,
go
nah,
out?
even when we were done, you
that
guys
one
can
was
stick around,
that
see,
one went out.
see what
but
we do.
We're all good on this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was actually at our studio, our old studio. With Hempsey.
He
he
put up with
came
him.
by.
See, I was gonna say that's probably what.
Yeah. All right, fellas. Well, is there anything else that you want to get off your chest before we wrap up here? It's been a very informative episode about
This was
DCX.
dope. This was dope,
Nah, this is a
man.
good one.
I-
Yeah, this is
yeah,
fun.
Yeah.
good vibes, man.
sure,
I fuck
yeah.
with y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all good people. I like what
Yeah,
you got
no.
going on.
And this is another thing about what we're doing. You know, No Limit DCX. It's like collaboration. You know,
That's what this is all about,
uplift
man.
each other, and you know, it's you guys
Literally
are doing
what
cool
it's
shit.
all-
We're doing cool shit. Why not? You know, market it on both ends.
Yeah, part 2 and on the way.
Yup, exactly. Yeah, part 2 and ever.
I
Yeah.
feel like we could
100%.
sit here and talk for
Yeah, I
fucking
was gonna
5
say,
more
we can
hours.
definitely keep going.
Honestly,
Yeah.
for real.
Nah,
I'll just say, yeah, make sure you go stream Goosebumps, Albert Einstein. All the artists that we work with are on that. Go stream our other 2 albums, Whatever We Want Volume 1, Whatever We Want Volume 2. Go check out our Spotify playlist. If you're a Twitch streamer, you don't got to worry about DMCA takedowns. It's all good music. You'll discover some good music, local artists around here that we fuck with, that we have relationships with. And just stay tuned to our channels. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Grab that Huncho Lager at Chickies and Pete's. And and make sure you're always tuned in with No Limit, because these guys are on some
No
shit.
fucking limit. You know what the fuck
We're the
going
number
on.
one
Yeah, come on,
podcast in
number one
Southeast
podcast.
Pennsylvania, for
Southeast
sure.
Pennsylvania. You know what the
For
fuck
sure.
going on.
Yes, sir.
No Limit always.
That's it for me. I don't know about you, Slime. You got something I
Man,
maybe missed.
I'm just blessed to be here. Grateful for every opportunity I get, and y'all are dope. I appreciate
Yep, for
y'all.
sure.
Definitely, that's been it. No Limit, season 3, episode something. Peace.
Love yous.
The DCX what was it? The
Too much
No Limit
DCX
podcast.
Comcast.
DCX Comcast. Fuck Comcast. So shout.